everyone, DFG here. Hey guys, I hope you all are having a good day, and I hope you can hear my voice. As you can see in the background, there's a little stream behind me that's competing with me for your attention. So just want to get a look at it. It's beautiful. But that's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is that, and this is somewhat of a rant, but I don't know about you, but it pisses me off when someone tries to tell a lie to cover up, the truth, or to change the narrative. Now, here's what I'm talking about. And I was going to do a video on this a while back, but I chose to, to wait, to the right time and had some more facts. And in addition to being, inspired, to do this video. And this is a relationship to what's going on in South Africa. Now, many of you may be hearing the narrative on the news that South Africans are going around killing white South Africans based off of, taking their farms away from them. Well, let me tell you the truth about that. First of all, that's a lie. Black South Africans are not going around killing white South Africans to take their land. It's one of those lies that unfortunately, Europeans like to tell when they're trying to hide facts and truth. It's one of those lies that Europeans like to tell when they're trying to hide facts and truth. They make the victim the victimizer. Now, here's the truth about what's going on in South Africa. Let me give you a little history. About this, right around in the mid-1600s, Englishmen were fighting about religion. You had those who were Catholics who were fighting against those who were Protestants. And it got so hostile for the Protestants, many of the Protestants decided to leave Europe, or Great Britain, or England, and they migrated south to a land that they thought was one of the most beautiful areas on their continent. And I did say their continent, the continent of Euro-Africa. You ever heard of Eurasia? Euro-Africa. Africa and Europe are attached. So, don't let anybody tell you any different. That's a natural migration, just like South America and North America were once attached. And they really are still attached, with the separation only by the Panama Canal, which is a man-made canal. So anyway, these Englishmen who were forced out of England because they were Protestants for religious persecution, they went down to South Africa, and they began to do missionary work with the South Africans. And these English people all later became Afrikaners. And that was the name that they used for English, white, South Africans, Afrikaners. And these groups worked together. They worked with the English groups who went to South Africa, who were taken in by South Africans. They worked together for many, many, generations, hundreds of years, until about the mid-1930s. Well, then, all of a sudden, due to Hitler's reign, the English started to fall out with the South Africans all over again. And so there was a lot of persecution by South Africans, Afrikaners, let me be clear here, white South Africans, got in a tussle with white Englishmen around the area of South Africa. And ultimately, somewhere in the neighborhood between 20 to 30,000 Afrikaners, hello, Afrikaners, were killed by Englishmen. But the Afrikaners won out ultimately, and the Englishmen pretty much gave, way to the South Africans, and the South Africans kept that land. Now, one of the reasons why the Englishmen gave into the South Africans because of World War II. Hitler. When Hitler came on the scene, he started creating all kind of chaos for Great Britain, and they couldn't fight on two fronts. They couldn't fight in South Africa against the Afrikaners and fight against Hitler's Germany. So ultimately, they went back to fight Hitler's Germany and left the South Africans alone. When the war ended, and by the way, the South Africans were on the side of Hitler. just the Afrikaners were on Hitler's side of this matter, just so that you know. So these Christians were with those other Christians, because if you don't know this, Hitler considered himself a Christian. Okay, that's a conversation for another video, okay? But Hitler considered himself a Christian. But anyway, around right after the end of World War II, what the South Africans decided to do was once and for all make a push to take all of South Africa for themselves. And what they did is that they created rules and laws and regulations very similar to Jim Crow laws here in America. They called apartheid. And doing apartheid, what the apartheid rules were, blacks could not be in any of the cities at night. Blacks had to have passes to even be in the cities, working permits to be in those cities. And then ultimately what they did was use armies, because they had the resources, to pretty much commandeer the land of South Africans, native South Africans, I'm talking about the black South Africans, and pretty much use the South Afrikaner military to segregate them into the slums, into the ghettos of South Africa. And this stayed in place till the mid-1990s. And there were more slaughtering and killing of South Africans by Afrikaners than you could ever imagine. So this narrative now coming around that somehow or another, you know, the victim has become the victimizer, that these blacks in South Africa who just got their, was slaughtered. Stephen Biko, Mandela. The Mandela now that's a hero was considered an outlaw, villain, terrorist in the late 50s and the early 60s. That's why he spent all that time in prison, fighting against white Afrikaners who had came in and taken their land from them by force and were using violence, murderous violence. I can't tell you how many people who were slaughtered, black people in South Africa. Schools, go back and check the history. There was one situation, I think it was in Soweto, where South African police killed, I think something like 200 school children, slaughtered them in the streets for protesting against apartheid. And now, all of a sudden, you know, the blacks are being accused of killing whites. And, you know, this wouldn't even be a problem for me if I did not hear, you know, whites here in the United States perpetuating that lie, that somehow blacks are going around killing white South Africans. That is a flat out lie. Now, is there an issue around land reform? Yes, there is an issue around land reform in South Africa. No question about it. And there should be. At the end of the day, if you stole the land for the people, you don't believe that they have the right to get their land back? If I broke in your home and commandeered your home because I was stronger than you, and you were able to figure out a way to get the law behind you and force me out of your home, would you be criminalized for that? Or should you be criminalized for that? I think we both know absolutely not. Well, that's exactly what you see going on in South Africa right now. The government is supporting the people. The elected government is supporting the people with land reform, saying, hey, you guys took this land by force and we want the land back. And we're not going to pay you, you know, what you're asking for to get this land back. Now, I'm sure they're going to compensate them in some form or fashion. You know, whether that's being reported or not, I'm sure that's being negotiated. But this video is just about the lie. You know, this lie that continues to go on, and again, that's perpetuated, you know, unfortunately by Europeans and the mass news media, going around lying and charging these people, you know, to be killers and slaughtering and raping innocent white women and children and men, when it's a flat out lie. Disinformation on steroids. At some point, you know, people have to take accountability for their behavior, past and present. Again, at some point, people have to take responsibility for their behavior, past and present. And what you got here is a clear example of people who do not want to be held accountable for their past behaviors, in the name of that was a long time ago. Well, that's silliness. We still talk about the Holocaust like it happened yesterday. And I don't hear anybody, you know, accusing the Jews of bringing up the past, you know, when they talk about anti-Semitism. Nobody accuses them of bringing up the past. But as soon as an informed person of color start bringing up these same atrocities, somehow or another we're living in the past and we don't let the past go. Well, you know what? you know, you're not going to sell this man on that type of childish, you know, reverse psychology. Your craftiness, you know, your trickery, you know, your spin. You're pretty crafty at it, some of you. Real crafty with spinning things. But I'm not going to be spun unless I'm doing my own spinning. And the truth about South Africa is that nobody is killing anybody in South Africa based off of the color of their skin. That's a flat out lie. Go research it for yourself. And then when you get that information, email me and let me know what you found out. That there's mass slaughter, rape, pillage going on in South Africa based off of, you know, black South Africans killing Afrikaners. No, it was the other way around for a half of a half of a century of killing. Whites killing blacks. Now that's a fact. So before you challenge me or you come at us with these lying narratives, please understand that, you know what? We can't believe what you say because we see what you do. And only you can change that. Peace. DFG, coming to you from the stream. Love you guys. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye now.